I didn't have my W, or I could have knocked him up. Did they kill him at least? Wait, who died? Where? Oh, no. Tough stuff. What? Somebody was in that tri-bush? Is that warded? Soraka's so low. I'm kind of low too, though. They push him out? Oh no, they have a scuttle. I was thinking, like, can we just get dragon here? Because Soraka had to back. We can't. They have the scuttle. It's not a great place for the lane to finish, but we need to just... Timing-wise, we got it back.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift. 30 seconds until minions spawn.
Let's dance.
Ooh, Qued's getting crushed top lane
Your
CS.
demise will be sung about
Not
for
good.
ages to come.
Okay, we have a complete item and they don't.
Thanks to its proximity to me, of course.
I'll go ahead and pink that. Let Scion get in a little bit more. Or not Scion, Sejuani.
Entropy look good.
Minions have spawned.
Extend your senses. Blindness is no impairment against a smelly enemy. Force is meaningless without skill. Blindness is no impairment against it.
Rakan. I don't know. I like Rakan a lot. I like them as a couple. They're a lot of fun. Oh god.
Find your center.
Is he coming down?
Waste not a minute.
First love.
Quiet steps. Waste not a minute. Extend your senses.
We just keep diving this tower. It's great. Love it.
center.
Pennywise, I like it.
An ally has been slain.
Oh god,
An enemy has been slain.
that's scary. I was just thinking if he just like stuns us all, like triple kill, that'd be pretty awful. What the?
I reap a toll.
Dude, that's troll as hell. Rito, please. More fountain healing. Are you kidding me? I was sitting in the fountain for like 2 seconds and he still killed me. I'd been out of combat for like 10 seconds. Why do you not heal more? Damn, I think I Drake off of that. That feels bad.
We do what we must.
I mean, that's funny, but it's also like kind of shitty, you know? Alright.
Quiet steps. Master your
Dude, don't walk into him! I mean, people just walking right up to Undead Scion there, and I had to try to go in to save him. I guess I should just let him die. I didn't see Vhagar there until it was too late. That's frustrating.
We do what we must.
No, Vhagar doesn't need a nerf. That was just unfortunate. I should have just backed in a better place. I didn't think that, I didn't think that it was going to travel that far. Like, I knew if he flash ulted, I was going to back before that happened. But I thought I would heal enough in the fountain to where it wouldn't kill me.
Ally has been slain. An enemy has been slain.
Where am I needed?
Seriously? I think I can still knock him up, though. Banshee's Veil Rush. Well, I guess he has 2 items. Avoid that.
You have been slain. An enemy has been slain.
Bot lane's pushing. We don't have LeBlanc. She doesn't have TP or anything either.
Waste not a minute.
We need LeBlanc.
An enemy has been slain.
Master yourself.
Well, Veigar's pretty good against Rakan, which is frustrating because I can't jump through his cage.
An ally has been slain.
Find your center.
Well, they fixed Banshees where it doesn't counter me as hard as you would think. Like, it does counter me somewhat, but when I ult onto him, it pops the Banshees, and then the W can still knock him up after that.
Waste not a minute.
So if it's just like I'm trying to aim a normal W without an ult on him, and he doesn't have a mobility move, so I can still knock him up, and then my ult can still hit other people. But yeah, it's frustrating for sure.
An ally has been slain.
Damn it, who?
I will atone.
That's rough.
An enemy has been slain.
I see your center.
Nope.
Shut down.
Find your center. Extend your senses.
God bless. Like, Soraka's sitting there like half health. She's the one that I crowd control. Just walk up to her. You weren't unmounted at the time.
We do what we must.
Dude, you straight up aim for Jinx the entire time. Like, why are you... Just say, my bad, I wasn't paying attention. Like, not all these excuses. Like, you aim for the wrong person. That's it. Like, I crowd controlled Soraka. I stunned her and knocked her up. There's no excuse.
Master your center.
An enemy has been slain.
Quiet steps.
I don't know, Brooks.
Enemy has been slain.
They always manage to focus Soraka when I play her, but when the enemy plays her, nobody ever
An
focuses
ally
her.
has been slain.
Waste not a minute.
Like, it's not like she was even hard to get to. Like, she was literally right there standing next to AD Carry, who has no peel.
Extend your senses.
doing? Are they? Oh god, now they got the inside track on Baron. Nobody was there. And by nobody, I mean me.
Master yourself.
God, that stupid. Oh my god. Dude, Banshees is so annoying.
Fuck.
They have such a good team against Rakan. Like, Veigar and Fiddlesticks in team fights are just like a nightmare.
An enemy has been slain. An ally has been slain. Enemy double kill. An enemy has been slain.
Cold step. We do what we must.
Has been destroyed. Shut down.
Gotta get Nemo to get more wins. That's right. We're just trying to bring out the drama here at the Strategy Professor. It's no fun getting diamond right away. You gotta wait until like the day before. Did someone change the tier list for me? Yeah, I was trying to distract him, but also I was just cut off. My W was on cooldown, I think. I just got kind of pushed out. Sion was cutting me off from the getting back to the base.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
I think. I mean, I'd have to go back and look, but I'm pretty sure at that
Has been
point
slain.
I wasn't able to safely get back to the base, so I was just trying to run.
Double kill. Shut down. An ally has been slain.
Where am I needed?
We were doing really well kind of in the mid game. I'm not really sure exactly what happened. I think Veigar just got a lot of kills. I mean, the kill that he got on me was frustrating. And like the fact that nobody's focusing Soraka. See, like we had that guy caught and
We do what we must.
I'm dead. Their team fight's just a lot stronger than ours, but particularly because of Veigar. Because the thing is, I can't go through Veigar's cage and Sion or Fiddlesticks can just press Q on me and I'm dead. Yeah, I guess Celigara watched and changed. Yeah, changed it.
Your turret has been destroyed. Killing spree. Your team has destroyed a turret. Shut down.
Master yourself. Master the enemy.
Yeah, nobody understands like what Soraka does. I mean, I'm half tempted just to ban Soraka because like you can deal with her. She's just very frustrating to try to deal with. Yeah, but they're not that much better. Like, yeah, you do get placed against a slightly better team. It's like 10 MMR or something. It doesn't matter. Like, I was just in promos for Diamond 5. The people we're getting placed against are not higher than Diamond 5 or Platinum 1. That's not the issue. But, you know, I don't... Like, we did go on a 6-win streak the first night that we played. But this is kind of how it works with a lot of people that I do it with. It's like, we'll start off hot or we'll do very well. But then, eventually, we just lose. And I'm not really sure why. I mean, I messed up early on and gave Jinx that kill, so that was on me. Just historically, what's happening? Roche is a good player. We did. I mean, we won like 5 or 6 in a row the first time we played. 4 in a row, I guess.
An enemy has been slain. Killing spree. Double kill.
Francisco. I think you and I both know why you can't be a mod, man. Like, we love having you here, but there have been moments where, you know, there's been some judgment call things going on, which is not a huge deal. It's just like, if I want someone to be a moderator, they've got to have a pristine reputation. Which is fine. I'm not saying you have a bad rep or anything like that, but...
Waste not a minute.
You know. I do appreciate your patronage, but, you know, and that's, you know, your viewership and stuff like that, as usual, but... Huh.
Find your center.
Guys, don't ask me to be a mod. If I want someone to be a mod, I will approach you about it.
Ally has been slain.
Master yourself. Master.
Enemy has been slain.
Francisco, don't make me bring up stuff, man. Just trust me. Yeah, my recent win rate's not high. Not high. I was gonna ban Rammus, but then they banned it out for me. Okay. Well, I don't want to get political, but that's... I don't know, I wouldn't belittle yourself that much, Francisco. But...
An enemy has been slain. An ally has been slain.
Master yourself. Master the enemy.
Which champs is Rakan strong against? Weak against? I mean, he's strong against most things. Like, he's not a matchup champion. He's a just like an overall generalist champion.
Extend your senses.
So, I mean, things that he's weak against, it depends also. Like, Morgana's good against him. Specifically, Veigar's good against him. Fiddlesticks is good against him. Tahm Kench is pretty good against him. Thresh can be good against him.
I will atone.
An enemy has been slain. Killing spree.
Well, I don't want to belittle somebody's champ. You know, I don't want to say what the worst champions are. I try to be positive. Because there's always somebody that loves every champion. And so I try my best. Now, there's a difference between just saying something's outright bad and saying something, you know, is not great in a current meta or something like that. Like, I'm honest with people. I'm not just all rainbows and sunshines. Every champion's the same. They're all equal. Yay. You know, none of that. But at the same time, I don't want to just call out champions and say they're really bad. Occasionally, I let something like that, but go on. But, Quinn Jungle... We had someone who was hovering Kassadin middle and decides to go... Such a weird ad, man. Why is that on there? Alright. Whatever. Let's move on to the next one. Yeah, Quinn Jungle might be a thing. It's not going to be my thing, though. I'm not playing Quinn Jungle in Platinum. No, I'm not clicking any whatever ads. If I click on one of these ads, I'll never hear the end of it. It's going to be all over my Facebook. It's going to be all over everything. They just throw random ads in there, and I don't know. They just have no idea, like, who I am or what I want. Which, like, they're showing me, like, umbrellas and single Muslim women and, like, whatever this is, Hawaii trips with drinks. Like, I don't even drink. Come on, Google, or come on, op.gg, get your algorithm straight. You need to be showing me, like, some Warhammer stuff. You need to be showing me League stuff. You need to be showing me, like, some Game of Thrones stuff. I thought that was the whole point. You're supposed to know me, man. Do your background research. Spy on me more. Sell my info. I want relevant ads. Okay, they kind of have this one. They've got cell phone, tablet, video game stand. That's kind of like in the ballpark, I guess. I mean, I'm sure there is a single site for, you know, everything. There's like a Jewish single site. There's like Christian Mingle. I mean, that's just all the thing, or different kind of sites. Well, there's nothing wrong with Muslim women. I don't want to start up like a race war or religion war or anything. It's just odd because I've been married for 8 years and I don't look on single sites.
Yeah.
7 years. Married 7 years. The nasty. Check it out. Give me some umbrella, like a golf umbrella, dude. I've played golf like once in my adult life, and I think I averaged like 12 strokes a hole. It's on a honeymoon. We got some like free golf tickets to this course spot because we sat through a timeshare like presentation. My wife and I, she's like, "Oh, you got to go sit through one of these. It's great. They give you stuff." It's like, okay, and then this guy, it just feels so bad. This guy's like trying to give us the hard sell. You know, he's about to lose his mortgage or something if he doesn't make this sell. How do I escape high Plata support? I'm not sure. We've been in the process of trying to figure that out for about 2,000 games this channel, this season. So I have not cracked that one yet, friend. But I mean, just the same thing with everything else. You just have to play strong meta champions. You have to have really good macro. You have to dodge games that are goofy, like when you have Quinn supporting or like Quinn in the jungle, and you just have to play consistent every game. You know, just don't die to ganks. Don't screw up engagements. Just play the best that you can. But you do have to start having macro. You have to be a shot caller. You have to let your team know what to do, and you do have to play top-notch champions. It's 3 LP for your first dodge, and it's every 16 hours that resets. And after that, it's 10 LP per dodge. How you escape high gold? The same way you escape everything. I mean, it's all the same. You will climb if you do the things that I've talked about on the channel over and over again. I talked about it in my micro video. I'm gonna make a macro video pretty soon, but you have to shot call. You have to play the macro game. You need to play really strong champions on the current patch. You don't have to play the best champion, but you need to play champions that are good and relevant, and just make less errors. You know, you just have to like get your CS, well, as support you don't get your CS number higher, but just pressure a little bit more in lane, use your summoner spells a little bit better, make sure your itemization's on point, you know, make sure your rotations are on point, make sure your warding's on point, you know, just cleaning up a lot of little things. Don't rage, dodge games where there's a high probability you're going to lose. Yeah, you don't lose MMR for dodge. That's right. I mean, Dong is absolutely right. So if you dodge a lot of games, like I've dodged 5 games in a row before in a day, and you'll end up getting like 23 LP for a win, and you'll lose like 16 for a loss because your MMR will be really high. So you get the LP back over time. That's not really the concern. You just need to dodge when you dodge. Let me go to the bathroom just really quickly, and then I'll be back in just a moment. I could have done it when the dodge was going on, but I started talking. And just all of a sudden came upon me. Let me use the bathroom real quick, and then we can reconvene here.
Master yourself. Master the enemy.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift. Seconds until minions spawn.
We do what we must.
Minions have spawned.
Where am I needed? Quiet steps.
A summoner has disconnected.
I will atone.
First blood.
Find your center. Stand your senses. Waste not a minute.
Alright. Sorry about that. Hey, thanks for subbing when I'm not even here. Might have been someone subbing for Warhammer or something, I guess.
An ally has been slain. An enemy has been slain.
Waste not a minute.
Ally has been slain.
Blades quicken.
Alright, one of those people didn't show up in the lobby. Oh, there he is. Throw this guy in there too. Let's ram us out there.
Master yourself. Master the enemy.
One trick Draven. Gold 1, gold 2. Yeah.
You have slain an enemy.
Brandon Dreams plays. Kind of plays whatever. Experimenting with Pledge.
You have slain an enemy.
Quiet steps.
Sivir's frustrating, but could maybe catch the Sona.
Master the enemy.
Let's- Oh, SKT versus Cloud9. When is that? Is that tomorrow? 7 a.m. Eastern? I'll have to look. Mid is iridescent. Whatever, we'll play it. We got a Draven. Even though he's gold 1 or gold 2 or whatever he is. Yeah, I definitely need to change my channel intro. It's like super outdated. It's like 15 months ago, and obviously I just don't do the education stuff that much on the channel. Not in a formal way. I still talk about, you know, educational stuff. But yeah, it's really outdated. There are a lot of things I need to do. Say la vie. Wow, I'm about to have a new ass. Well, yeah, I mean, probably.
Where am I?
An enemy has been slain.
Eyes of the Diamonds. Well, I mean, hopefully I get back to Diamond. You know, a little less confident now than I was when I was in Platinum 1, Platinum 2, but it doesn't really matter what I think about it. I just come in and try to win games. C9 wins.
Enemy killing spree.
Draven looks like a boosted. Maybe, I mean, hey, if he's a booster, I'll take it. It's pretty rare to boost somebody to Platinum. Because why? Hey, thanks for the sub, I appreciate it. Like, the most common boost was to Gold, because that's when you get the rewards, or Diamond. Because Diamond is kind of seen as, like, the top of league. Yeah, there are Masters and Challenger players, but those are, like, mythical people that, you know, just not many people get there. So Diamond, a lot of people think of Diamond as kind of the end game. For the most part. So yeah, I mean the most common boosts are to either Gold for the rewards or Diamond for the border. I assume the Victorious Champ is going to be Ashe because they're having people play Ashe for like a special part of the event. So I assume it's Ashe, but why don't I play Leona? She's not really that great at Platinum Plus, and the reason is she's very easy to bait because she has no escape. She just doesn't offer enough utility to her team. Actually, I'm gonna do Relic Shield. There's not much that she brings to the table that someone like Thresh or Blitz doesn't also bring, and each one of them is much safer. Have I ever been called boosted? I mean, I have before, but not really. I mean, not by anyone on the channel. I mean, unless they're just saying it in a pejorative way. It's obvious there's no way that I'm boosted. I mean, I have like 2,000 games this season, and all of them are dominated on the stream, so. Yeah, I mean, of course. I think everyone's been called boosted by someone who's raging.
Find your center.
Don't they make the championship person, like, I guess that's the championship skin collection they do based on influential champions in the tournament. I don't know who they'll make the championship skin. Championship is Victoria's. I don't know. I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. I just know they've been doing Ashe for a while. Yeah, it's annoying, dog. You just ignore it. Just people use that term really loosely. There are boosted people out there, like, legit, but it's very obvious. You look at their... Yeah, that's just, I don't know. That's just a common insult that people think. Just gotta, just let it roll off your back. There's gonna be clowns on the internet, no matter where you go. Just mute them and move on. So I need to be at least level 2 before we try to make a play on him.
An enemy
If I can
has
hook
been
the
slain.
Sona, we might be able to kill her.
An ally has been slain.
Master yourself.
I'm just gonna hit that instead of the cannon just to make sure that I get it. I don't want to make him miss a cannon. We may not be in a good position for me to get the cannon anyways, because it's going to be under turret fire, so... Well, maybe I can get it here. I'm going to try for it. There we go. We got it. We got it, coach. I do miss, like, when I don't have coin, I don't have mana coins, which means I can't throw as many hooks or I go own.
Master yourself. Master the enemy.
She's got spell shield, so there's no point in trying to hook her. I can hook Sona though. If I get a clean shot at Sona.
Find your center.
Has been slain. Your team has destroyed a turret.
It's really hard to get these charges off on Draven.
We do what we must.
Because he has such a heavy-handed last hit. Okay, Sona's owned. Everyone else is doing well, so we don't have to do anything heroic here.
Enemy double kill. Enemy killing spree.
Too many minions there. Yeah, Silver's annoying as hell to go. I can still go on her, obviously, like I did before, but it doesn't have quite the same impact. Oh god, if I just hit her there, would have had her.
We do what we must. I will atone. Master the enemy.
An enemy has been
I'm
slain.
gonna have to flash it. I thought Sona backed, but she was just hanging out in that bush.
An enemy has been slain.
Extend your senses. Find your center.
It depends, Christopher. It depends on the matchup. There's not a set
You have been slain.
thing, like, for every and all games.
An ally has been slain.
If you're going to be fighting early, and you want to all-in early, then you need to go Relic Shield. If you want to scale for later, then you need to go Coin.
An ally has
Like,
been
this is a
slain.
very fluid meta. I'm just saying that because everyone always is like, you got this item in this situation, but why aren't you getting it now? It's like, because the situation's different. I answer a lot of comments like that every day in the comment section. I had someone today, like, comment on the Sona guide that I have, and they're like, you tell us not to buy coin on Sona, but then you bought coin on Sona in the last game that you played on stream. I'm like, yeah, well, that patch was like 6 months ago, or that guide was like 6 months ago. It just depends. Like, you have to just think about the context. Relic Shield gives you a lot of starting health at the price of not having quite as much
An ally has been slain.
gold later on in the game. So you have to decide, is that worth it or not? Do you want to try to go all in early? And because we have Draven against the Sona, then I was like, yes, we do want to do that. That is a good trade-off. So, you know, if I was Thresh and we were against Ezreal and we had a Twitch on our team, then I would go Coin, because we're probably not going to kill him early, and I'd rather just scale. So it just depends on matchup.
An ally has been slain. An ally has been slain. An enemy has been slain.
Extend your senses.
Okay, there we go.
Has destroyed.
I am weak.
An enemy has been slain.
But yeah, I mean, you are giving up a lot of gold. It just depends on the context. That's how a lot of items are. I mean, there have been metas in the past where you just straight up get the same thing every time. I mean, earlier this year, like, you would always get a tier 1 gold item and then just rush Locket plus Redemption every single game on every support. But this is a meta where it's a lot more dynamic than that.
An enemy has been slain.
Waste not a minute.
I would have had her. She didn't shield fast enough. Alright, nice. Well, we got Castle rolling. That's good. Okay. He has ult. What? Oh, he just doesn't have mana. Okay. Is that TP coming down?
Double kill. An enemy has been slain. An ally has been slain. An ally has been slain.
Nice, there we go. Did we get Dragon? No, they got Dragon. Okay, I don't even remember seeing that happen.
Your turret has been destroyed.
I am weak.
Alright, let's just back up, it's fine.
An enemy has been slain.
I'm just gonna go Ionian, more hooks. You can go Mobies also. but I'd just rather have more hooks earlier.
Establish your senses.
Well, yeah, if I can, obviously I'm gonna hook Sona every time. If I get a clean shot at her, but... Huh. Bled is pretty good in solo queue for sure. I don't know why you don't see him more in pro play, honestly. I think he might have really hard matchups. Or else he can get camped by organized teams really well. I'm not sure, but... Yeah, Whoa, what?
Been slain. Your turret has been destroyed.
Try to let it freeze right here. God damn it. If I could ever land a hit.
Find your center.
An ally has been slain.
Master yourself. Master
Your
the
turret
enemy.
has been destroyed. An enemy has been slain.
Waste not a minute.
You have slain.
No! Dang it.
Where am I needed?
You know what I'm talking about? This is where it gets hard to last hit
Has been slain.
for those stacks because once the ADC starts doing so much damage. So you're giving up, you know, a lot of gold with this, but you do get a lot of early game fighting power, which is nice. See, I'm just directing them to do what they need to do top lane, even though I'm not there. Ooh, almost goofed that up.
Where am I needed?
Killing spree.
We do what
Blocks right there. Oops. Angle Blanc's gonna come over here, clean this up maybe. Oh, never mind, she mid. Okay, we got it. Are we gonna keep going? Yeah, let's get this. Yeah, it sucks I missed that hook, but at least I got the flay on Sona.
quiet steps.
Took Bond, right? Yeah, I have Bond of Stone, so I can't actually go Ardent here, which I think is what I'm going to do.
Waste not a minute.
Leave myself the Ardent option, just in case we get ahead. Bond. because I know with Draven we have a chance to get ahead with Bond. It's pretty rare to go Ardent on Thresh, but it's pretty nice to be able to match Sona if it comes to that late game.
Your turret has been destroyed.
Oh no, he autoed a minion!
Shut down.
Yeah, I mean, that's the strategy with Blitz, is you don't ever, like, you can win games without even really throwing long-range hooks a lot of times. You just run up to people and E them, and then when they flash, then you hook them.
Act free of
You have been slain.
Damn. Damn it. Where did he... Did he come... He came from our jungle, right? Like, he just wallowed over this wall?
Has been slain.
I think I'm just gonna go with that.
extend your senses.
Hey, Adam. I mean, you know, the thing that I always say is a lot of times people will ask me
An enemy has been
for kind of
slain.
confirmation for something that they want to hear anyways. Not always, but they'll say, I've had a huge success with a certain champion. You know, what do you think about the champion? And it really doesn't matter that much. If you're winning with a champion, just play him, you know? I'm going to tell you that I don't really prefer Thresh and solo queue for a lot of reasons, but you know what? If you win with him, just play him. It doesn't, you know, you don't always have to play things that I or any other, you know, commenter suggests. Oh, God. God bless. We're getting just bulldozed here. So yeah, I'm not a huge fan of, I mean, Tarek's alright. He's like at the tail end of my tier 2. But I don't like melee champions right now. Unless they have long range engage. Blitz, Thresh. Yeah, we went too deep for that Sona. Then they all just collapse. Like, we need better vision coverage.
Quiet steps.
And that's twice I've been caught out trying to get vision. Getting roped into bad decisions to collapse on. So I gotta stop doing that.
An ally has been slain.
I think they're gonna kill them all here.
An ally has been slain.
Yeah. Did we get Baron? No, we didn't get Baron, but we're gonna kill all of them. We should be able to get both. Alpha didn't follow because he didn't target her. I think he targeted something in the bush. He targeted a ward in the bush, and then it also hit her. So she wasn't the primary target, I think. That's why Alpha didn't follow there.
Shut down.
Or the scuttle. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, that was a nice timing. I could have flash hooked, but I don't know why he turned around, like. No! Woo! Oh, Jesus. Yeah, I probably should have not gone in on that Sona. She's been clapping me all day with that ult. Yeah, I mean, I maybe should have pinged him before I Lantern. He was out anyways. We're not gonna... Well, I thought we could make a play on her, but that's fine, whatever. Trying to peel the Gragas off. See, okay, he does have Death Stance, so he can heal. Kled, I can 1v1 any of them. Let me split. Nasus, 1v1's Kled. Right here, bros, right here, bros. We got him. See if we can get him with the oops pink ward. It's worth a try. I should have put it closer to the wall. That's the old trick there. You get them with the oops pink ward. Like you accidentally misclick the pink ward or something. And then when they try to clear it, then you go for it. Everyone always goes for the pink ward. I should do that a lot more. Just like drop a random pink over a wall or something. Yeah, the only hook champions that can't hook you over a wall, I think, is Nautilus, which is a significant drawback to Nautilus. That Kassadin's all skill, man. He hit all of his skill shots. Oh. The underhanded tactics. That's the next level. That's the 200 IQ tactics. The oops pink ward. They're gonna come for this red buff. I'm gonna get collapsed on probably. I gotta get out of here. Zipper's gonna come get me. We're too spread out. Won't have any vision in the middle of the map. Well, at least we're holding them at bay. While they clean up the base. He started fighting Gragas, though, instead of... If he would have just rotated over to me... You know, like, if he would have run to that tri-bush, I'm pretty sure we could have turned it. Because he can, like, instantly blow up that LeBlanc. Why'd you give away your pack skin? I don't know. I mean, like, rushing Ruby's okay, but the problem is, you know, you don't have any active items to use that with except for your sweeper. And it doesn't really do a lot for your team. Like, you really need to either be rushing a 4 ward item, because that does a lot for your team, it gives you extra vision coverage, or you need to be rushing something like Ardent Censer or Locket, or, you know, just something that has more team utility. Knight's Vow. I personally just really like to get the wards as soon as I can, the vast majority of the time. I have seen people go Face of the Mountain into Ruby. Is a pretty decent build, but yeah, it's Platinum 4 right now, unfortunately. We'll see if we can get back to Plat 3. I've been as high as Diamond, as high as promos for Diamond 5 this season, and I was in Diamond 5 last season. I finished Diamond 5 last season. Oh yeah, I guess you do get the 4 ward item off of it. I mean, it's alright. Then you can get Face after that, I guess. Yeah, that was a pretty good game. Only got 19 for that victory though. It's gonna make me sad because I'm gonna get to like 90. See, I lost 3 from the dodge, and so now this is where that actually is gonna matter a little bit here, because I would have been an 81 LP if I didn't have to dodge the Quinn jungle game, and then that would have put me in the promos. So it's gonna take us one more game, but you know, it's whatever. You gotta do what you gotta do.
Your will, my hands.
Yeah, I think, okay, I mean, maybe Russian Ruby into Face is good. Ruby doesn't have CDR on it, though, which is kind of a thing. The CDR is just so good on Thresh, but I don't know. There are a lot of good builds. Yeah. Alright, Megan. Yeah, I'll probably stream for a couple hours. I mean, let me see. I do need to do some more Warhammer content. I'm trying to keep the streams to about 5 hours. So, we'll play at least a few more games. We'll see. If we get into promos, I might play it out. Maybelline. I don't know what the fascination with Jinx is. I'm not sure who to play with Jinx. Oops, not that. Samus out of there, I guess. What, like, what's wrong with kids? Why is this guy's name School Shooter 25? Like, when is, like, mass violence and devastation funny? Like, I didn't even find that funny when I was a teenager. I guess I'll just first pick Thresh again and see. I know Jinx plus Tom is a good combo, but I don't want to blind pick Tahm Kench. Tom's okay right now, but if I can get them to pick like Morgana or something, just try to get them not to pick an engaged support. I will. We had 2 people yesterday like supporting ISIS in their name, and then we had somebody like telling people on our team that, you know, he wished they were in like the Vegas shooting or something, and now we've got this kid talking about like school shooting, stuff like that. Well, I don't want to go off too far on that tangent, but people that don't have experience with all that stuff, obviously. Anyways, let's see. Does this guy one-trick Xerath? No, he has no games to Xerath. Well, he has a couple here. Okay, it's normals.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Oh, Vlad. Do you have any experience of Vlad?
Extend your senses.
30 seconds
4 and 9
until
on Vlad.
minions
Okay, I
spawn.
guess he's 7 and 4 with him.
Find your center. Blindness is no impairment against a smell.
I guess we'll play it. I'm not super excited about it,
Force
but
is meaningless without skill.
Minions have
Blindness is
spawned.
no impairment against a smell.
yeah, I agree. Well, don't turn it into too much of a political debate about gun control and all that stuff. Get the commie.
Blindness is no impairment against a
Well, I mean, all you can do is just report. I will tell you right now that I was at a LAN party with one of my buddies, and I don't remember what happened or like why it was going on, but he said some racist things in the chat, and he got banned like immediately. Within an hour, he got a notification that he was banned, and they sent him a chat log of what he said. I think he just said like 1 or 2 racist things, and then he was talking about, he was saying that some kid was the kind of person that would get shoved in a locker in high school or something like that. I don't remember, but he said 1 or 2 racist things. And I don't think he's a really racist person. I don't know, he's got caught up in the, someone else there was like talking a bunch of trash to somebody.
do what we must.
An ally has been slain.
He's got caught up. Yeah, we definitely need Relic Shield versus Blitz.
Quiet steps. Waste not a minute.
Well, you just got to give it some time. It depends on which words they're saying. There are obviously certain words that will trigger it a lot faster than others. But, yeah. I mean, all you do is report. The rest of it doesn't really matter. You did your part to try to clean up the community, that's all. That's all you can do.
I'll see this through.
So you go Relic Shield because Blitz has an extremely strong all-in and laning phase. So you need that extra AP for survivability. You only go Coin on Champion against matchups where it's just going to be a farm off and scaling. If you think you're actually going to have a really high probability of fighting, then you need to go Relic Shield. I'll probably watch the replays of Worlds. I don't really have time to watch all of it. I have too much other stuff I have to do, unfortunately. I would love to sit down and watch the whole thing, but I'll watch some while I eat. Maybe I eat breakfast or something. But I need to come up with some more Warhammer content, more League content, work on my dissertation, student stuff. Got some essays I gotta grade.
Quiet steps. Waste not a minute. Where am I needed?
I'm still working on that. I'm still kind of in the proposal phase, but basically it's going to be representations of Buddhism in 19th century and early 20th century British literature. So I wanted to do just 19th century, but we just don't have anyone at my school that specializes in that or that really has a particular interest in that, even though they knew that's what I wanted to do and they took me on. So I'm switching it over to include early 19th century, like Leonard Woolf, Virginia Woolf's husband. Whoa, what? Who? Oh, they got dragon. What the hell? Seriously, like a level 2 dragon? God, that is so troll. Oh, Jesus. I'm gonna have to flash this. And then T.S. Eliot, like, it's stretching it a little bit because a lot of the ideas of Buddhism in the 20th century, especially from Americans in the 20th century, like T.S. Eliot, stemmed from East Asia, which is very different. Mahayana Buddhism is very different from Theravada, which was what people were mostly exploring in Britain from Sri Lanka. So anyways, there's a lot of stuff, but you know, they just wanted me to broaden it out so that I could do more 20th because we have more people that do early 20th that I could have on my dissertation committee. So kind of for political reasons that I have to change my topic around. But yeah, and I mean, some people have said, well, why don't I extend that out and like just talk about India and the geography? Well, it's not, that's not really the point or the thing. Like, Buddhism was very particular, of particular interest to Europeans, because it was a very unique religion and that they didn't think that it had a god at the helm. They saw it as just sort of this, almost the Buddha as an enlightenment type of figure, like Enlightenment age type of figure. And that it was a very rational religion that was congruent with evolution in particular, which was obviously creating a lot of stir in the mid-19th century and had many notorious conflicts with Christianity. So some intellectuals were exploring Buddhism as a moral system that was practiced by a lot of people around the world that didn't have a god at the helm. Of course, Buddhists in Sri Lanka do worship local gods and things like that, so it's a very deracinated version of Buddhism. It's not really accurate with what was actually going on, but it was just the representation of that and how interesting. Oh god. No, that was a really weird movement pattern by her. But it's just fascinating how people try to turn it around and think about sort of what was going on. So it ended up being a very valorized, at least by certain groups of intellectuals in Europe, a valorized version of, or something that was good out of South Asia is what I'm saying. Which they did not respect a lot of things out of South Asia. That was their colony, and they, you know, thought they were superior in many ways. But this was one of the few things that they thought had a lot of merit and was fascinating. So yeah, I think it's interesting to explore. I wrote my dissertation, or my master's thesis on, specifically on Daniel Deronda by George Eliot, 19th century British novelist. And how representations of Judaism blended with Buddhism in that novel to create a what I was arguing is an anti-imperialist undertone based around universal compassion. So it was interesting. I had a lot of fun writing that, and they were very supportive of that, even though they didn't have a lot of knowledge of that at my university, University of Tennessee. But they just do things a bit different here at my current university. They want to, you know, and I understand what they're saying. They want to feel a little more comfortable with the research. You know, they want to know it. Whereas at UT, they were fine, like, they were fine with not knowing it as long as I could present the information in a compelling way. And as long as I could situate it in terms of other scholarship to talk about why it's relevant, why it's important. So it's just a different philosophy between departments. But yeah, I've been really dragging my feet about this for quite a long time because I just, it's a long story, but I just have kind of felt dejected about my research and yeah, I shouldn't have gone in on that. I'm not level 6. I was talking so much I didn't realize they were. How the hell did they hit level 6 before me? Like, Jinx is 6? I don't know, maybe because I wore it. Someone asked me, like, what I'm doing my dissertation on, so I just answered it. You're wondering what all that was I was talking about.
Find your center.
Well, Lee has all of our kills in DC. But oh, it's Graga's top lane. Okay, I really is trashing him. We just have to not die anymore, bot. I should not have taken that hook. I didn't realize they were both 6, even though it's like plain as day right in front of me. I was just talking and not paying attention. For those of you new to the channel, I am a university instructor. I do teach persuasive writing in 19th century Britain, and I'm also a grad student. A really later years grad student who just has to do my dissertation and get out of there, but it's
We do what we must.
it's a process. Yeah, sometimes I'll talk about just stuff like that, like academia or just, you know, old man stories or like education stories or philosophy stories or literature stories or just things like that. So it's mostly League, but, you know, sometimes we cover other stuff too. Okay, well, I made Blitz get it. I thought we were going to be able to kill him, but maybe not.
Waste not a minute.
Wow, it's getting weird over there.
Where am I needed?
Yeah, it is cool. I mean, like, the coolest thing out of my research that I think is fascinating is the concept of Arianism and how that gets caught up. So Arianism was actually a linguistic classification. People mostly know Arianism by the Nazi usage of it as white supremacy, but it originally started as a linguistic group and a theory noticing by Max Mueller in the 19th century, where he noticed there were a lot of similarities linguistically between English and Indian languages. And so he was like, what's up with that? And so he started studying it more and tracing it, and he speculated that there must have been a common group of people that spoke both languages, and then it just somehow diverged over time.
Extend your senses.
An enemy has been slain.
Dude, I don't have a shot at him. I was just saying that Blitz is missing, it's fine. And so it started off as just a linguistic thing, just saying it's a linguistic group of people. But then,
To yourself.
obviously some people ran with that and decided, no, it's a racial group. And it's a superior group because they thought of it as the progenitors of Western culture in many ways.
An enemy has been slain.
Okay, can we get drag? So this was all an invention of the European intelligentsia. So Buddhism in Sri Lanka had been on the decline, or had lost a lot of its political power in the wake of the Christian missionaries going there and the British colonization, starting around the 1820s. But there was a guy who,
Master the enemy.
several people who went over there, but one of them was Colonel Olcott, who is an American who was studying like this Buddhism, like representations of Buddhism, and he said, you know what, Buddhism is awesome, that's the greatest religion ever. It's this pure Aryan religion from those people. I'm going to go over there and teach them how to be good Buddhists again. And so it sounds very presumptuous and ridiculous, right?
God
that this
damn
American
it.
would go over there and teach these Sri Lankans how to be good Buddhists when they were the Buddhists that he like based his studies on, right? So it's like telling people how to be their own culture, and it sounds super presumptuous. But let's see. I guess I'm just gonna go lock it here. And it sounds super presumptuous, but they loved him when he went over there because they had been losing out against Christian missionaries in the public sphere because they didn't know how to really publicly debate. It was very different, the types of rhetorical tactics that missionaries use. That would be a fascinating essay as well, or just study. If I'd done rhetoric, it would have been nice, but I'd focus on literature.
Enemy killing spree.
Yeah, I need to get up there.
Quiet.
Something bad's gonna happen. And so he goes over there and he teaches them how to beat the missionaries in argumentation with Western arguments, but as a result of that, he also teaches them
Has been slain.
biological racism, which is a construct also by the Europeans in the 18th century. So he teaches them biological racism, and he teaches them this concept of Aryanism as a race. And so then they become reinvigorated, and Buddhism starts taking over on the island again, and this movement called Buddhist modernism starts. And now they start subjugating these Hindus on the island, for the most part, because they think they're now racially superior to the Hindus, because they think they are the true
Enemy double kill.
Aryans, right? So Aryan often gets used as white supremacy, but here it was being used by Sri Lankans for Buddhist supremacy. And that started a chain reaction of events of social inequity that led to a civil war from 1980 to 2010 in Sri Lanka between the Hindus and the Buddhists. All started because this white guy heard about Buddhism from 19th century Brit Lit and decides he wants to go over there and teach them how to be good Buddhists, and he either accidentally or on purpose introduces them to Western constructions of racism, and then starts like this Buddhist revival that ultimately leads to a civil war like 100 years later. So I think all of that's really cool. And I mean, obviously not cool, but like fascinating at least. So yeah, I mean, I would say that's really important, and I'm sure you could trace that back to like the Nazis and to some extent back to the Nazis and how they viewed Aryanism as white supremacy. But anyways, okay, so
Where am I needed?
I'm gonna rotate down. I need more wards. I probably could have gone for Mobies because this game is so much about rotations to keep up with Blitz. Yeah, Lucidity gives you more flashes and it gives you more hooks. So it's kind of a toss-up. There are some Threshes that'll get Lucidity and some that'll get Mobies. Mobies also obviously makes you much faster. I probably should have done Mobies, like I said, to keep up with Blitz, because he's going to roam around a lot. Okay, sure. I think it's fascinating. I should have done Rhetoric. I think that I would enjoy Rhetoric a lot more than Literature. I do love Literature, but the way that my scholarship has turned in later years, just the stuff that fascinates me most is Rhetoric. And a lot of that is from teaching it. But I do like Literature a lot, but a lot of the stuff that I like about Literature is very critical theory like oriented. If you don't have certain socio-political beliefs, then you're kind of starved out. Like, for instance, I wrote a paper about the translation of... This is kind of a weird one. I still think it's like PG-13, the way I'm going to talk about it, but it was about a 19th century, like, porn book collector, basically, who had a fascination with... in particular with translation of the Kama Sutra and the Anangaranga, which is another Hindu devotional erotic type of text that was translated. And they actually believed that, or he was interested in it because it gave women a lot more agency and freedom in it, which is very complicated with how women were treated in Britain, especially in marriages and things like that in the 19th century. So I thought that was fascinating research and just really cool that you had all these hardcore dudes that were just like, they used to be part of this group called the Cannibal Club, where they didn't actually eat people, but they just called themselves that just to be edgy, I guess. But they just used to like hang out, like drink brandy and play poker and just like talk about all these like underground porn publications or whatever. But here were these like really rough and like just kind of, I don't know, people that you would think would be like huge womanizers and just like not respect women at all, and here they are like looking at these Eastern texts and talking about how they're so superior because they treat women a lot better than Western texts. And I thought this was just awesome. It was fascinating as heck for me. But I couldn't get it published. I had a really cool article about it. I couldn't get it published because I didn't talk about enough critical theory. I didn't mention Judith Butler. I didn't mention, you know, all these other critical theorists because it was mostly historical and bent. You know, I wasn't trying to make it something that was really dry and the same old theoretical stuff that you really know places. But it was like, nah, not Judith, man. You can't. We're not going to publish it. But, all right. So it's just kind of been sitting on my shelf for like 5 years. Which, I mean, that's their right as a publisher. You know, they could publish whatever they want. You know? But it's just sad that really you have to. There's not as much academic freedom as there should be for major presses, I don't think. I could probably find a venue for it if I just worked so hard, but I don't know. I just like teaching, you know. I like my scholarship, I like academia, but it's just so political and there's just so much hustle going on with it that I'm just really kind of burnt out about it. I mean, maybe one day I'll rejuvenate with it, but I'm just much more interested in just teaching and doing channel stuff.
Shut down.
Because I can teach however I want. I can run the channel however I want, you know. I just feel like there's a lot more freedom to express myself and just really do, like, what I think is going to be most helpful. Yeah, that was a good Lee kick. Lee's playing very well. It's not going well, Leslie. It's not going well. Tonight we've won a decent amount of games, I think. But we're Platinum 4. You know, we'll get another run at it, for sure. I always get demoted back down to Platinum 4 or 5, so I think we'll get another run at it before the end of the season. We'll probably get one more. We just have to be consistent, just not go on large loss streaks, which I did a couple of days ago. We won 6 in a row one night, and then the next night we lost 6 in a row. Rakish. Yeah, there aren't many, but they weren't all that. So yeah, it was these guys that you would think were like the biggest womanizers, right? I forgot when it reset my options. I can't talk in all chat. Okay, well I guess Gragas has had enough. Or he DC'd. Hey, thanks so much.
Master yourself. Master the enemy.
I'm surprised he didn't go more all in on that fiddle. Jesus, this is getting weird. But yeah, I mean, I thought it was a really cool topic. I mean, yeah, they didn't want, like, women to be treated as full equals, probably, right? They were just fascinated that, like, women had so much agency, and they probably thought it would be really freaky and cool or something like that, you know, in the Anangaranga and the Kama Sutra. But nevertheless, I mean, they thought it was, you know, that's start, saying, hey, women are cool, they should have some more agency, at least in some venues. That is a lot better, as you said, than most men in the Victorian era. I'm not getting that second one. Blitz could be there.
Waste not a minute.
Probably just gonna go Zeke's here. Zeke's Dragon. Dragon's up here. I need to focus up. I haven't really been focused on macro too much. It got shut down. Dopamine curves have got correlated to the results of IQ test. I don't know enough about that. I mean, that sounds interesting, but yeah, people that anything it's gendered is like so inflammatory. Yeah, I feel like I should have Mobies. This game's just like so wild.
Your team has destroyed a turret. An enemy has been slain. An enemy has been slain.
Damn it, I should have rocketed.
Legendary.
Quiet steps.
Rampage. Double kill. Aced. Your team has destroyed a turret.
I should have rocketed. I got stunned in that wall. Hey, thanks so much for the sub. Appreciate it. Vayne is really annoying if you have skill shot champs to get through. It's just so hard to hit her with anything.